The magical story begins by showing a baker and his wife in their home amidst dense jungle. The baker and his wife were very troubled because they had not been able to have any children so far, which prevented their family from progressing. At this point, a black witch enters their home. The baker had told the witch that he had no money, but the witch had come to tell something else entirely. The witch tells the baker that many years ago, his father also used to live in this jungle. At that time, your mother was pregnant and she liked green vegetables very much, so your father came to my garden to steal vegetables. At that time, I could have killed your father, but I didn't do that at all. But your father stole some magical beans from my garden, which his mother had gifted to him, and he was associated with all those beans. When the baker's father went with all those beans, then the condition in the middle became very bad, and then that witch got a curse to take revenge. Stole the girl born to the baker's mother and cursed them that no offspring would be born, and this was a very dirty curse. He told the baker that if you have to break this curse, then you will have to bring forth strange things from inside the jungle for me. The first thing was a cow that was white like milk. The second was a red color cloth that was worn like a cape. The third was a hair that was yellow like corn. And the last thing was sandal that shines like gold. The witch needed these 4 things within a month because a full moon is going to happen after a month, and this time came only once a year. After knowing all this, the baker started preparing with his wife Linda. Linda gave the coat of his father, who was preventing the baker from wearing, but when Linda saw inside the court, she found that there were magical beans falling in a strange way. Linda understood that maybe these are the magical beans that the father of the baker stole from Vish. She also took it with her. Now, heading towards the other side of the jungle, we see a girl named Cinderella. Cinderella's biological parents had died long ago, and she lived with her stepmother and stepsisters who tormented her greatly. They treated Cinderella like a servant. Now, Cinderella's stepsisters and stepmother were getting ready nearby to attend a prince's party. Cinderella also wanted to go to this party, but her stepsisters started mocking her because she didn't have anything good to wear, and wearing these old worn-out clothes, she wouldn't be able to go to the palace. Cinderella became very sad about this. She had come in front of a very big tree in the jungle where her mother's body had been buried. Cinderella closed her eyes and remembered her mother, whose soul came there and asked Cinderella to make a wish. Then the wind started blowing in a strange way there, and the next moment good clothes fell on Cinderella's body. She was looking like a princess in every way, which was quite beautiful. Golden sandals had also come in Cinderella's feet, meaning she could now go to the royal family's party. Now, the baker was searching for those 4 things continuously in the jungle. Then a girl was seen to him who was wearing a red-colored cloth. The baker came to know that maybe this is the only thing that the witch asked for. The baker immediately started removing that girl's red cloth, but with this thing, that girl started crying a lot. With this, the baker had to give that cloth to the girl. The girl then left by kicking the baker, and now Linda had also come to her husband. It was then shown to them in front of a boy who had a white color cow. Linda and the baker now knew it was the same white cow they were talking about. That's why now they started asking that girl for the cow. But the boy said, "I'm going to sell it in the market, and I need 5 pounds for it." Linda said, "We don't have money, but I have 5 magical beans with which you can do many unique things." The boy had no idea, so he took those magical beans, and he gave the cow. Now Adelist Baker and Linda have the white color cow present here. Now we see that girl in red clothes, which reached her grandma's house, but there is a sheep or beggar sleeping there who had eaten that girl's grandma, and now he was also preparing to eat him. Was shouting that she would go inside. She would see that a dangerous sheep had eaten that girl and her grandma had killed her, so the baker cut off his stomach immediately and took it out, and took out the girl and her grandmother. "Let's go." The girl was very happy and gave her red clothes to the baker because maybe the baker needed more Cinderella to go continuously from the palace of the prince, because she danced with the prince, and now the prince was liking her very much. Cinderella was running towards the jungle because she was dancing with the prince, and now the prince was chasing her with his soldiers. That's when Linda met on the road, who had clashed with each other. Cinderella was asking her for help, after which she hid behind a tree. The prince and all his soldiers came to Linda and asked if you finally saw a girl running away. Linda lied that I did not see anyone here, so the prince and the rest of the people left from there. When Linda meets Cinderella, she notices that Cinderella is wearing golden color shoes on her feet, and this is one of the things told by Vidge. As soon as Linda asked Cinderella for those shoes, she started running away from there. The white color cow was also freed, which Linda followed. After some time, it was found that Linda had also lost the white color cow, and she didn't find those golden sandals either. The prince had come to the jungle with his brother to hunt, who was telling that there is a tower right in the middle of the jungle. After going in front and calling, some hair falls down from there which were very yellow. Now Linda hears all these things, which she thought was the same thing that Uncle had told them, that is, the hair-like who were yellow. That's why Linda also went in front of that house and started screaming, so a girl comes out from above, who was not anyone else but the baker's sister, and Vidge kept it with him since childhood. The baker's sister threw her yellow hair down, which Linda immediately cut and left from there. Now the baker had also found the white color cow here. That boy is shown to whom the baker and Linda had given many beans in exchange for the cow. When their parents found out that he had come with beans in exchange for the cow, they were quite angry. They threw those beans brought by the sun outwards, but in the morning, that boy saw that very long trees were coming out of the beans, which were going towards the sky. That boy started climbing to the top of the trees and brought a golden egg with him. The child directly gave the golden egg to the baker and his wife in exchange for it and started asking for his cow back. Linda was eager because she had never seen a golden egg before. The boy tells that the magical beech you gave from that big trees came out, and from above I brought this egg. But the sad thing now was that the white color cow fell there and broke its breath. The judge started saying that you all have very little time left because the night of the full moon has come very close. Now that little boy, whose name was Jack, meets the same red-haired girl who was present there. In the meantime, Jack showed that girl a golden egg and told that I brought it from the city of demons. Along with that, there was also a sweet music playing there by itself. The girl was not believing Jack's words at all, so Jack immediately started climbing up those trees from which he was bringing a device to play music and from the city of demons. But the demons did not like this thing, so they were coming down slowly to catch him. Jack, out of fear, descended and immediately started cutting down the tree, causing the death of that demon too. Now Cinderella, who had gone to the prince's palace once again, started running away from there, but one of her feet was stuck on the stairs, which the prince had glued with glue. Actually, Cinderella was running away from the prince because when the prince finds out her reality, he will never accept her. So now Cinderella had left her sandal there in the jungle right in front of which Linda was present. Linda needed Cinderella's golden sandal in any way, so she tells Cinderella to take my sandal, which will make it easier to escape in the jungle. Cinderella gave her golden sandal to Linda. Linda now directly reaches with that golden sandal to Baker, that is, to her husband. And now all four things had accumulated with him. Vidge comes there, but Baker said that the white color cow has died, but Vidge was saying that I can revive it, which he had also shown, and now one by one all those things are fed to the cow, from which the milk coming out will be completely free and milk drunk. Chach becomes completely young and his powers also return. Here the prince had Cinderella's remaining golden sandal which all the ladies were wearing and checking that finally, where does it fit? Cinderella's stepmother and sister were also continuously trying him. to wear the shoe, but they did not fit the sandal, so they might have cut a toe, which made the sandal fit. But she couldn't walk properly, which made the prince trust that this was not her sandal. But when Cinderella came there in her normal clothes, then the prince himself was watching, taking the sandal and wearing it on Cinderella's feet, and it fit perfectly. And now, after confirming everything, the prince lifts Cinderella in his arms and takes her to the palace. Despite knowing Cinderella's reality, the prince still loved her. Within a few days, the marriage of the prince and Cinderella also takes place. Baker and his wife were also included in all the public whose very cute child was born. Seeing this, it seemed that everything had been fine, but then something like an earthquake began to come there and everything started to break. The prince tells everyone to go inside their house so that they stay safe. A very big tree was showing there at a distance, which was going towards the sky, and this was possible due to those magical beans. When the prince and the rest of the people reached there was a red-colored girl sitting there who was crying a lot because her whole village had been destroyed by big joints, and these are the same joints that come down from big trees. The size of all these is very large, which was causing havoc wherever they went. In front of all of them, a female giant arrives asking who killed her husband. Actually, this is Jack's work, who had cut down the tree, so this lady giant's husband was killed by falling down. Vij had already reached there and was asking that I know who the boy is, and until evening we will return him back. Hearing this, that giant goes away from there, but even now all these things were going to be very dangerous. Here Cinderella was very sad because she knew that the prince already had many relationships, so she had left the palace forever. We are shown the prince who is coming into the jungle and is flirting with the baker's wife Linda, but Linda refused him, which made the prince leave from there. But at the same place, that female giant had come again, which causes devastation all around. Due to the complete destruction of trees and plants, Linda couldn't maintain her balance and died after falling from the mountain. When Baker learned of this, he was very saddened because besides Linda, he had no one else left. Just then, the girl with the red scarf also arrives, whose grandmother had already passed away. The giant lady had also killed Jack's mother. Nothing good had happened with Cinderella either, so when they all came there, they blamed each other, saying everything happened because of you. But later they found out that all this happened only because of Vich. If she hadn't asked for those 4 things, this wouldn't have happened at all. Vich had also realized her mistake, so she ends the curse imposed on everyone and imprisons herself to punish herself. She had now become completely like before, and she leaves from there. Now here, Cinderella and the others have to end that lady giant in any way, so they all make a plan together. When after a while that lady giant came there, Cinderella distracted her with the help of her bat, while Baker and the others together with the help of a rope made that female giant fall inside the mountains, so that female giant had also died. Everything was fine, but everyone had lost someone they cared about. But they understood that they couldn't change everything that happened, so now they have to live together, and this whole adventure story of ours ends here.